Thank you, Ben, for the introduction. Thank you to all of you for showing up. Thank you, all of you. I would like to talk about how to gain transparency in transformation project. You can see in the headline that that's our business, and I would like to summarize experience of the past 25 years regarding transparency in transformation projects. Let me start with this one-pager about SAP, who we are, what we're doing, and what's behind it. We are a German company, but over the past 20 years, 30 years nearly, we are available in 35 locations in 15 countries worldwide. That's just due to the fact that transformation projects are global projects, always. These projects are 7/24, so we need to be available in multiple countries just to shift all the project work from time zone to time zone. We need to support multiple languages, project teams, so that's the reason why we are globally distributed. Then we have a clear partner business. We cannot do all the transformation projects on our own, huge projects. We are 1,400 people worldwide. We cannot do all the projects on our own, so we are doing this together with our partners. And 16 of the 20 largest global SIs are partnering with us. We are working together with them, share experience, and are doing the projects. Then we are the pioneer behind Bluefield. You can see that's the original go-to-market Bluefield T-shirt and shoes. A couple of years behind that, so obviously many people are using Bluefield, but we are the pioneer behind. Our business, the transformation business, is certified, our software certified by EY, by PwC. We got the ISO certifications, we are TSAX certified, so that's important for us to prove and give evidence about the success of our transformations. Then the experience, not so good. The experience we have, which is built in our software, that the best practices, the content that's derived from 3,000 customers, from projects all over the world. And our aim is that we use all the project experience and to improve our software step by step. Our software, that's Crystal Bridge. You can see it on the right-hand side. That's an end-to-end solution for data migration, not only for the transformation as such, but also for the complete data management. The quality, we include archiving, we include retirement of software, of systems. It includes testing as well. Currently, we have about 70% market share of all selective S/4HANA transformations. I'm showing this slide just as an introduction of my presentation. You can imagine every logo means a different organization, different business units, one or many SIs behind it, IT organization, a different culture, a different scope of the project, multi-year, one-shot, whatever. So this is our challenge for this transformation business, that every project is different, every customer is different, every scope is different. It's a complex business, and that's why we developed our own software to manage these complex projects. Again, we can only do this with our partners, so we have a very sophisticated partner ecosystem. For our projects, we do have technology partners. You can see some of them on the slide. AWS, AppDynamics, Google Cloud, Microsoft, SAP, of course, Snowflake, some more which are not on the slide. We got a partnership, for example, with SmartShift. They are supporting us for cleaning the systems. So technology partners are very important for us to manage all these projects. Then we got some global market partners. You can see them on the slide that are supporting us. They are using our software to do the transformation projects. We train these partners that they can do the projects on their own. we are supporting them. Depending on the projects, it's a more or less close partnership and working together in individual projects. And then we got regional market partners, All for One, Swisscom, you may know them. Also partnering, having very intense, long-lasting partnerships is the base for our business. Then SAP Bluefield, the Crystal Bridge, that's our software. All the experience of all these transformation projects are in the software. And the Bluefield, just to name a few things, includes a very detailed analysis. That's the base for transformation. You can imagine our business is based on RFPs. So we got an RFP, I would like to transform my system to S4. We always recommend, together with the partners, let's do a system scan that we can have a look into the system, because often the RFP does not see what's already in the system, what should be the base of a transformation, what's in the scope. So therefore, our recommendation, shift left, start with a detailed analysis that we can include the proper scope of the project already in an RFP, just to avoid getting surprises later on in the project. We can migrate historic data, we can offer flexible go-live dates, we can combine scenarios, we can merge multiple systems together once in a time. We can cope with large data volumes, near zero downtime, channel for cards conversion, account to ledger. So that's our capability of the software to manage these kind of projects. To do so, we have a software, we have a methodology. This includes data migration factories. That's part of the methodology of us. And this also includes our mission control. That's kind of a guided procedure for our transformation consultants to walk step by step, controlled by software, through all the necessary migration steps, just to avoid freestyle transformation, just to help our consultants and our partners to work to the project and guarantee success of the transformation as such. Then partner ecosystem with the large SIs always means they have their own project methodology. We have our project methodology. We have a common software that we are using. But to combine these methodology, that's extremely helpful for all parties, but also challenging to put all the details of this methodology together and to lead to success of the project as such. You can see Swisscom, for example. Swisscom is here, Daniel here. You can have an interview with him as expert talk at our booth, just to learn more about merging methodologies. And I had a very intense talk to Deloitte colleagues this morning, and yesterday was All for One, so obviously some of them are here. Extremely interesting and helpful. But that's the base for our project management, to work together with partners. And now, everything good? Maybe, but that's the base for the presentation. And that's also the introduction and motivation for gain transparency in a transformation project, when we have a look at the project reality and the challenges. You can imagine that the project-specific ALM tool chain is not as clear as in some pictures in this event. You always have a very huge tool chain, a number of tool chains for the same purpose, different content. We always have our mission control as part of the Crystal Bridge in there as a base for the transformation. But then we got Excel sheets, we got mailing Excel sheets across the organization, we got solution manager or multi-solution managers, we got ServiceNow, we got Jira, nearly in all projects, not one, but many. We got Cloud ALM, just to name a few of them. So the ALM tool chain of a project is not safe. It's distributed, all the data in it, so this is our challenge to cope with that. The problem is it's not safe right from the beginning of the project, so this is really painful in many cases. Then, in addition to that, we have a partner-specific project methodology and tool chain and content, which needs to fit to all what I just mentioned. And then it's a customer-specific ALM tool chain. That's not the same. A customer-specific ALM tool chain is not a project-specific tool chain, just due to the fact that in many projects, methodologies, tools will be changed or should be changed. Therefore, it's not the same, which makes it even more challenging to cope with the project and the tool chain and where is which data located at which point of time. And then what drives us nuts is that the project or the organization we are making contracts with, that's a project organization. So their scope is until Sunday evening, but the day-by-day target operation model, which needs to continue on Monday morning after transformation, is something different. So whatever we do in the ALM tool chain for the project is maybe not the same as after go live. Which leads me to this cry for more transparency. So we are aiming for increasing quality of a transformation project to secure project success. That's our mission control, this guided procedure. We try to avoid, with our partners, fragmented or incomplete information. Sebastian mentioned it, business process documentation as a base. Yes, it's documented, but SharePoint, Solution Manager, Signavio, where else? So how to cope with this information? And our aim is to collect this information in a project and try to have one set of, for example, valid business process documentation. Then we try always to reduce the load of our program management office, of the project leads. They are basically dying after test migration 1 or 2 because they need to provide day-by-day project status for the stakeholders by using or by collecting information into Excel sheets and keep them up to date. Then, based on that, we try to avoid escalations due to missing, inaccurate, or incomplete information. We try to improve the collaboration between the parties to lay a base for that. And for us, important, the accountability. Who is responsible for what in the project? That's crucial for us. Is it the customer? Is it a partner? Are we the responsible one for which project step? Typically, if you look at the methodology, sounds easy. In reality, it's not clear at all in many cases. That's the base for our, for my presentation, basically, gain transparency in migration projects. I split it into 3 parts. I got one part, which is the requirement and task management, basically very important for us as a base for everything. Then the enterprise architecture management, that's the second step. And then the third part, test management and test automation. Let me start with the requirements management and task management. For that, you can see here, that's the mission control, at least you can imagine, at the left-hand side and the right-hand side, that's Cloud ALM, task handling, and that's what we link together. So our mission control typically includes all the technical steps of a transformation, jobs, tasks for our transformation consultants. But our mission control is open. They can add additional tasks that help us and also the customer and the partner to manage the project. And such a task could be, for example, a milestone, a timeline, a approval step, whatever, which is basically communicated typically in the project organization. But we integrate these parts into Cloud ALM, into a project, just the tasks. And for us, the most important ones are we need to have migration rules from our customers based on the scope of the project. So therefore, we have, depending on the size of the project, 50, 200, 500 migration rules that are important for us for preparing the project. And this is a mail, Excel, whatever, forth and back, typically based on the different tools and responsibilities. But when we use Cloud ALM, then we can make sure that all these tasks are in a project in Cloud ALM, and the truth of the project is visible, always up to date in Cloud ALM. You can see here that the little green dot, maybe. So the customers, typically the business units, they know this is my task. I need to provide a specific migration rule. They can deliver it. And on our side, we can see in our mission control that this migration rule is being delivered. And we can then implement this migration rule in our mission control and then feedback successfully implemented on the other side. So the project status is always visible in Cloud ALM, independent from all other tools that are used all over the project. For us, and that's what's important for our project organization, we are flexible depending on the project organization, responsibilities, partners, whatever. We are flexible regarding what we would like to synchronize with Cloud ALM. So it could be more, what we recommend. It's our best practice. We could be less, just the milestones, depending on the nature of the project. But what we achieve is that we have always a very transparent migration project status. We have very visible and clear deadlines and schedules, and we can ensure that all parties that are involved are always clear about what to deliver by which date. Then you can see the typical Gantt charts regarding the dashboards about the project progress reporting. That's just there, up to date, always. You can see the milestones here, test migration 1 to 3, which is part of our methodology. You can see the planned tasks, completed tasks. So a very clear status for the stakeholder every time. That's no involvement of the project lead. So no night shifts, just to have a look on all the details that we synchronize between both systems. For us, that's the base for the projects, independent what's already available regarding tools, tool chain in a project. So we recommend start using Cloud ALM just to have this clear transparency just on a task base. You can notice maybe so that if it's tables or Gantt charts, that's part of the dashboarding. So that's so far regarding requirements and task management. Then enterprise architecture management, that's something which is based on our analysis. So I mentioned that we have a very deep and close look into the system, what's really there, not assumed, what's really in the system, the landscape. So we are using this information together with our partner to feed LeanIX with the architectural data that is required for the transformation project and also beyond. And as typically in the transformation projects, the targets are a little bit moving, landscapes are changed all during the project. So we are able not only to feed LeanIX once, but we can also update LeanIX frequently with this information. So the organization that is responsible for the infrastructure is always up to date with the current status of the landscape that is based for a transformation project. LeanIX has an integration to Signavio, so we can also pass through information from our analysis through LeanIX, through Signavio. So this is considered helpful for the project organization to see all the dependencies between the different information parts. And Sebastian mentioned it, at least I understood, so that the planning accuracy for transformation project and beyond the base is LeanIX, what we recommend in our projects. Last point, test management, test automation. That is what we realize, see in the projects as the pain for all participants, and therefore extremely important for us. As a transformation company, we need to give evidence that a transformation is successful. Therefore, we developed software. We developed SAP Validate, which is an automated testing tool for providing evidence that a transformation was successful. Just to ensure that before transformation, we had 1,000 records, after transformation, again, another 1,000 records or even only 500 based on the migration rules. So Validate is considering and taking into account all the migration rules so that we can really compare what's before, what's after transformation. What we can do is that we can push the test cases from Validate to Cloud ALM, that also these test cases are visible over there, and the project organization always knows what is being tested, what is the result of a test, and also in this dimension, that's a clear transparency regarding the progress of testing. In combination or independent from, at this point of time, from all other test activities, manual tests, whatever, that I do not mention on this slide. What we also provide, which is crucial for a transformation project, is the test data. We can provide test systems, also based on the migration rules. So whatever specific tests needs to be done besides all the test migrations, we can provide test data for specific purposes. And we can also scramble data, which is often required based on GDPR, other requirements, scrambling data, the accounts, some intellectual property in the systems. That's what we can include in our test data provisioning. For that, because test management is so crucial for the success for these projects, we have a very close collaboration with Tricentis already. You can see the partner solution bundles that we show at our booth. There's another session of Tricentis this evening. So this collaboration is very important for us just to be able to support these kind of very challenging transformation projects. And regarding test management, we're using Cloud ALM as well for the central test orchestration, for all the planning and reporting, and especially for all the defect handling. That's another thing that drives us nuts in the projects, that defects are being collected in ServiceNow from the people from the business. Defects are collected in Jira or multiple Jira systems. Defects are collected in Solution Manager, some of them in Cloud ALM. Our project leads then need to collect all these defects in Excel sheet, try to prioritize them, orchestrate it between the parties, and feed it back to the systems, which is completely crazy. So therefore, we are going for and strongly recommend to feed all this data into Cloud ALM, independent what other systems are maybe available. Just have a one central base for all the defects, which is important for all the parties, also for project progress and all the dependencies. So far, from my side regarding transparency in transformation projects, the task handling, information for enterprise architecture management, regarding test management. I talked a lot about our tools, about Crystal Bridge. Let me have a sneak preview about the next software that we are going to launch. We launched it already, a transformation world from us. So it's called SAP Kyano, which is the next level of transformation software, without going into detail today, but just to give you a name what's coming up from our side. Some key takeaways from this presentation. I guess I mentioned it multiple times. So the complex transformation projects need a central orchestration platform for all parties involved, customers, partners, and we recommend clearly Cloud ALM for this central orchestration. The integrated tool chain that I mentioned multiple times, that's an added value, not only for the project, but also for the time beyond it, for the Monday after go live. So whatever, that's our part of the ALM team. We try to develop a integrated tool chain with our customers along with the S/4HANA project. And some key success factors, very obvious to my opinion, but not always visible in the projects. When we have a clear recommendation regarding a tool chain then it's the base for fast ramp-up of the project. That a project organization doesn't need to take care about which tools to use and which data in which tools and how to synchronize. So we always try to provide a clear message and clear tool chain right at the beginning of the project or even before. Test management, test automation, no question at all. That's the key success factor of a transformation project, just to be able to test. But in reality, it's really the base for the most failures in the project, because data is not there, dependencies are not there, tools are not clear. So test management, test automation is something to be set up before the project to ensure quality and success of the project. And then central reports and dashboards, don't use Excel, use Cloud ALM, because it's all there, you just need to feed it. So far from my side, time is nearly over. We provide a few expert sessions at our booth. Colleagues from mine are explaining details in the projects. We have partners at the booth, Swisscom, for example, I mentioned it. It was yesterday, actually. But if you would like to talk to the colleagues regarding project experience, please get back to me. Then we can organize another meeting. We have colleagues on board from Ridon and Fostura regarding the Twin Dock solution to migrate selectively data from Solution Manager to Cloud ALM, project by project, and always be directional. So another important thing for this kind of projects. And we have Tricentis at our booth for experience exchange. We would like to learn more about test data challenges in transformation projects. You can see at our booth a QR code regarding what's your experience with test data in transformation projects. So I would like to invite you to join us and to exchange experience. That's all from my side. Thank you for joining.